That was not smooth. Hold on. Wait. I can't... I wish I had a wooden... What's up, y'all? Soul here, and welcome back to my story mode. So, as you've probably witnessed from the title and the thumbnail, we are just going to be reminiscing a little bit about the InFAMOUS series today. Because I am on a reminiscing spree for whatever reason. I'm just thinking back to stuff that just doesn't exist to these people or these companies anymore for whatever reason. Which sucks, because I love these things so very much. For those of you who don't know, InFAMOUS is a very old PlayStation IP that they used to utilize to its fullest potential back during the early days of PS3 and the very, very early days up until its end with the PS4. Right? Now, of course, we've seen all of the games that they had to offer with InFAMOUS 1, 2, and Second Son. I love this series to hell and back. I will be playing it forever, and I am so upset that they just decided, oh, I guess we're done. What? Suckerpunch, what happened? Where did you go? Oh, we decided to work on something different. Ghost of Tsushima. Heard of it? Yes. Yes, I have. That game is not bad, by any means. It's actually very good. I can't even front them on that. However, unfortunately, that is not what I am looking for, okay? Nothing wrong with branching out, doing something new and things like that, and especially when you have a passion project that's so good like Ghost of Tsushima. But my goodness, we have seen so many of these very similar, like, Edo-era samurai-style video games that I feel like I'm losing track of what's what. Sometimes I get the gameplay and the differentiations mixed up for both Sekiro as well as Ghost of Tsushima. And it's just, I know they're different games. I'm fully aware, but it's just so easy for me to lose track. I saw a game that they were advertising from the most recent PlayStation State of Play. I thought it was Sekiro DLC. And it wasn't even the same game. It was a completely different game. I'm losing track of all the games that look and feel and play like this, right? And I'm not saying that those games are bad by any means. From what I know, they're actually really phenomenal games. Nothing wrong with them existing. That's totally fine. But for Sucker Punch to just up and be like, all right, we're done with this franchise. Goodbye. Thanks. And just up and abandon it is just absolutely crazy to me. And I don't know if that's some kind of strange decision on their part, or if it's a strange decision on PlayStation's part, but from what I understand, the point is, we've lost way too many PlayStation IPs as it is, and I'm very, very upset with the fact that InFAMOUS, of all things, was one of them. It's another one of those things where they took such a simple concept and turned it into something more, something political, something extravagant, with very fun stories, awesomely written characters, and just insane development on the good and evil side of things, whatever you go ahead and decide to do with your version of the character that you're playing, right? It's just such a waste to me, man, that we haven't seen high nor hair of this series, of this franchise, that they could easily do so much with. This little open zone, open world area style superhero game is just, it's just so good, man. And it's gone. What the hell, guys? Now, of course, a lot of different IPs in the wake of PlayStation have just up and died. Little Big Planet, another one of my favorites, absolutely dead and gone. Ratchet and Clank, I don't know if we're going to be seeing another one of those after Rift Apart anytime soon, so I'm not really going to hold my breath for that. Jak and Daxter, where is it? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. Don't ask me. And don't even get me started on Sly Cooper, man. It's just one of those things where they're just gone. I mean, maybe it's just one of those things. Maybe I'm just an old head, right? Maybe it's because of the era that I grew up in with PlayStation 2 and 3, where I know these games, I knew these games were some absolute peak, and I just thought that, you know, PlayStation would just continuously take some good care of them because, you know, like Nintendo, you know, Nintendo has all of these beloved IPs that people have loved for years and years and years, and we've seen them grow, we've seen them develop, we've seen Mario just grow and develop, we've seen Animal Crossing grow and develop, Legends of Zelda grow and develop. It's like, you know, you would figure that PlayStation and even Xbox in some cases would kind of follow suit like they have when ripping off their consoles blatantly, like with the PlayStation Move and the Xbox Kinect or whatever. You'd think they would follow suit and actually take care of their IPs like Nintendo does. But instead, they've gone in a million different directions, and not the most pleasant directions either. I have nothing against The Last of Us. In fact, The Last of Us 1 was one of my favorite games of all time, and the sequel definitely wasn't. I'm just gonna put it like that. I've played that game, and I put out a review a very long time ago, but long story short, yeah, that wasn't it. But they seem to be harping very hard on Last of Us content. We're getting Season 2 of the series pretty soon. Season 2, which follows Part 2 of the games, which nobody was really asking for that hard, but whatever. It's happening, it is what it is. You know, Season 1 was pretty good, I can't even lie. I'm not even gonna front on that. But regardless, I was really hoping they would take a lot more better care of their IPs, and I was really hoping that Infamous wouldn't be one of the ones to just fall out like that. And unfortunately, it has. And I'm really upset because the world, the concepts, they could still do so much with it, and they just won't. For one thing, I think they were very clever how they utilized the good and evil system back in the day, right? It was very simplified. You do good things, you get good karma. You did bad things, you get bad karma. You could go the good route or you can go the evil route, and it's completely up to you how you want to see the story play out. You could get different events based on whatever you're doing. You could get a true good ending, a true bad ending. There was just so many different ways you could go about it, and it really sucks that they didn't just continue with those concepts and really evolve that, because if we had an Infamous game today, I could absolutely see them going balls to the walls with those concepts, with the good and evil, how they utilize side quests, how they utilize relationships with specific people, and really just developing that world and how the Infamous world works. And I really am on the unfortunate side, because it's just, wow, they truly just did nothing else with that. They decided that's enough, we're good, carry on. It's like, wow, dude, wow, y'all managed to tell two incredible tales in each game in two different ways. That was awesome, but I guess that's that for that. Whatever, man. I'm always gonna be petty. Know this about me. If there's one thing I am, it's a very, very petty person. I'm a very petty individual, and it's very hard for me to let things go, unfortunately. So, God, I can't believe it. And another thing is, I feel like they could have absolutely easily continued with this franchise and turned it into something even more spectacular by giving us, like, custom characters. Hey, write the characters that surround the main character. Let us develop this main character. Let us decide if we want to go on a neutral path, if we want to go on the good path, or if we want to go on the evil path. We should be able to do something like that and be able to develop and, you know, attain our own powers, become our own conduit. They could have easily done something like that, but unfortunately, they just decided that it wasn't worth it to follow that kind of a story anymore, which really, really sucks, because, again, I love the characters, right? Don't get me wrong. I love Cole McGrath. I love Delsin Rowe. They could have easily, though, utilized this world to develop something more and let us carve out our own story. And I really think they could have done so much more in that regard, especially with the good and evil system, and letting us use that for ourselves. For our own crafted character would be something. It's just so spectacular, I'm sure. But I don't know, I guess they just didn't see a vision for anything like that. But me and many others probably find that our biggest problem seems to be with the fact that they are just completely blatantly ignoring the entirety of the series, right? Because why is it that we have no access to Infamous 1, 2, and the Infamous 2 DLC Festival of Blood? Those games are pretty important, guys. Okay, nothing wrong with Infamous Second Son, but that being the only game available to us on modern consoles is pretty jarring, don't you think? At the very least, port the old games, man. Let us have our old games. Let us have Infamous 1 and 2 at the very least. Now, thankfully, I do still have my PS3, and I still do have my copies. Oof, thank goodness, so I can still play these whenever, but it's really dumb that we don't have ports of these games for whatever reason. These are really good games, and I feel like if you were to port them, you're probably underestimating how many people would play these, because these are just some awesome games. Damn, they really stopped caring about the detail, man. Oh my goodness. Y'all remember books? Wow. Oh my god. And look at the jeez, man. Oh, that probably put me out of focus, hella. So I'm not gonna waste too much time here, but the point is, there was really some potential with this franchise, and I feel like them dropping the ball on that is just kind of a testament to what PlayStation is right now, which is focusing on the bigger and better and, you know, only doing what works, which is like a very basic, boring new standard with the high-tech definition, and I don't know. I really just don't care for Horizon Zero Dawn or whatever. The Last of Us, I didn't really care for the direction of the second game, and I can't imagine what's going to happen with the third game. And overall, the PS5 has 3 games, one or two of which I care about, which is Spider-Man. So, yeah, we're definitely in a different era of PlayStation, and that really sucks, because I could talk all day about all the other franchises that have been abandoned, but I feel like Infamous is definitely treated one of the worst, because it's just done, it's just ignored, and because there was no online servers, once it was done, it was just done. It was used to kick off the PS4, and that was it. For the entirety of the PS4's life cycle, we did get one DLC, but then it just stopped. Like, we were ready. Right after the Fetch DLC for Infamous Second Son, we were ready to see the Eugene DLC, the antagonist DLC, whatever her name is. It's been a really long time since I've seen or played that game, but the point is, there was still plenty of stuff that they easily could have done, but they just simply didn't continue for whatever reason. And then once the Fetch DLC was done, we didn't see anything else for the entirety of the PlayStation 4 line, and just beyond when it comes to Sucker Punch. I don't even know where Sucker Punch is right now. I don't know what else they're doing, because Ghost of Tsushima, I think, got like 1 DLC or something like that. I don't really know, but I haven't seen hide nor hair of them in years after Ghost of Tsushima. So, wherever they are, I hope they're doing well, I hope they're still developing games, but my goodness, what the heck, guys? I don't know. If there's one thing that I could ask them to do, or just maybe take a glance at, maybe if it has to be another team, whatever, I need somebody to port these games over, dude. I need these games to be available on modern consoles in higher res and things like that, because these games deserve a lot better than the fate that they were given. Obviously, again, that goes for a lot of PlayStation IPs, but Infamous, I think, is the one that I want back the most. Right next to Little Big Planet, of course, but, you know, at least Little Big Planet got Sackboy's Big Adventure on the PS5. Infamous got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Still, I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess, because if we're not giving them a gazillion dollars for it, then it's clearly not worth it in their mind. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to play it by ear. Other than that, though, I think I've rambled on long enough. You guys get the general gist of it. I love Infamous, and we're probably just never going to see it again. And that sucks, because everything I love in the gaming space will fade away, because it always does. Because the good stuff doesn't deserve to exist. The generic stuff does, because that's what everybody flocks to, and that's what they get money for. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna miss it, though. But whatever. Anyway, that's enough out of me. Tell me everything that you guys are thinking, though, in the comment section below. Do you think that I'm just being an old head? Do you think that it was time for Infamous to go? Did you think that there was really nothing else to explore when it comes to that world, that universe, and that series? Or am I onto something? You also really wish that they could do something more with Infamous, and you could see a potential future where they possibly bring it back if they get Sucker Punch on the grind. Tell me everything that you guys are thinking in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I am always going to be down there with you guys. But with that, it does appear to be skedaddle o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and do just that. I would like to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor of dropping a like and a comment, and consider subscribing for more content just like this here. And with that, I'm gonzo. Thanks again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Do me the greatest favor of taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time.